G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to feature this new piece from Spinnaker. So this is really a pre-release copy they have sent of this particular watch, which is available for sign up right now as of production of this video, but that will be ending at some time in the near future, of course. So, you know, this is really not the typical case. This is actually an influencer complimentary packaging, so not the usual Spinnaker packaging, and it's got some influencer instructions here that I'll just put aside, and a simple waterproof letter. It says there tag that came on the watch, and then I'll just take the watch out there. So just put aside that particular case, and let's just take a look at this. So there we have the watch. This is the Spinnaker Hull Automatic. So this is the name of the piece. SP-5059 is the model number or the model range designation. So currently available for $250 USD on their sign up, pre-release sign up, and links all in the bottom, of course. You can see in the box it didn't come with any instructions, but you don't need any instructions for this particular movement. This is the Seiko NH35A, something that a lot of you may already have a lot of experience with. 21,600 beats per hour, 24 jewel movement with a 41-hour reserve, quick set date, and manual winding and hacking on the crown that you can control there. The date is implemented on the black wheel with white writing, this time in a 3 o'clock window that you can see there. So this particular case is 42 millimeters in diameter, so that the horizontal diameter is 42 millimeters, but of course it's kind of got different dimensions as you go around there. 16 millimeter on the thickness, measured by caliper to the top of the dome glass there, right? Of course that glass I think adds about 2 millimeters more in height that you can see. 22 millimeter lug width, and with these kind of shortish lugs, the lug to lug is 48 millimeters right on the tip of the lugs there. So it's actually a pretty nicely compact, and overall weight with a leather strap is 95 grams. Now the case overall, you can see, is a polished finishing almost completely, right? The top of the lugs are actually brushed, but the case is almost completely a polished finishing of this cushion case, 316L steel, and with brushed a non-rotating bezel here. Now there is a screw-in display back with some details around the sides, automatic movement, right, the model number, and you can see the water rating at the top there. Hopefully you can see it says 100 meters. So with that screw-in case back and kind of a printed crown, screw-in crown, it is 100-meter water rating. Now that screw-in case back is interesting. They've chosen to print much of the Spinnaker logo around there, so that kind of takes up some of the visibility. So interestingly, they've implemented a screw-in case back with decreased visibility because of the printing that they've chosen to put on there. Now the dial is probably, much of the interest is in the dial here. So there's a matte texture on the dial, you can see, right? It's a fume dial, which is kind of this burnt effect, a very dark color. And it is a sandwich style construction. I don't think it's a true sandwich style where you got a layer of complete loom, and then you've got a layer on top with punch holes that you would stick on top. That's kind of the traditional old Panerai style watches that they used to make. This one probably is kind of a sandwich simulation type dial, with those holes. Hopefully it translates. You can see there's those loom holes that actually recess into the dial, it's kind of like a punch appearance here. Right, the Spinnaker logo at the top looks like it's applied, or at least it's embossed in some way, but everything else is printed. So it says automatic, 330 feet, 100 meter down the bottom there. The date window is printed, everything else is punched down, and then the chapter ring markers are kind of just printed on the dial there. The loom that they've chosen to put on here is actually super luminova, and of course I will put up the usual loom shot to let you see how it actually works in the dark, and it's pretty good. They haven't said exactly which super luminova is this, but it's got this kind of patina finish, I suppose. It's kind of a yellowed appearance there, but they haven't actually specified exactly which one it is. The hands, you can see, kind of baton style. It's got a lollipop on the second, and then the markers, you can see already, circular, and then baton cutouts for the compass positions, and double baton for the 12 o'clock. The glass on top is actually domed mineral crystal, so it's kind of nicely domed there, but it is mineral crystal, mineral glass. It's not sapphire, so that may be a problem in the future. Band, going on to the band. Okay, it's what they call waterproof stitch leather. They've used this in many of their pieces, right? It's just water-resistant leather. Spinnaker on the other side. It's pretty simple. It's got this hand stitchings here, and it's got a kind of a brushed metal Spinnaker signed buckle here. Okay, so that's a watch, guys. What have I liked about this? Well, it's a pretty neat homage, right? It's an homage of the Panerai Radiomir. I think there's very little doubt about that. And for the package, for $250 USD, you're getting a pretty neat package. You're getting a reliable Seiko movement. You're getting, I guess, a pretty nicely, packaged finished case. Yes, it doesn't have sapphire, right? That's a bit of a weakness. But it's got a pretty, kind of a nice simulation sandwich dial as well. So I think overall, I've quite liked having this on the wrist. It's quite a looker. And let me just put it on for the wrist shot now. Okay, so here we have the 42mm across 48mm lug to lug, remember, on my 17cm wrist, and I think it sits pretty nicely, and it's quite a looker. I quite like the look of this Panerai style homage. Now, I think this is rightly called an homage. It's not a copy by any means. There's quite a few differences between this and I think the Radiomir models that is copied. There's nothing that's exactly like this that Panerai does. So fair enough. The case is very much like those kind of cushion cases, but there are differences in the dial particularly. Now, what's the weaknesses that I think this has? Well, I think that dome mineral is asking for trouble potentially, right? It's very proud. It's sticking out. And it's going to be the first thing that you hit if you're going to hit the case of the watch, and that is going to scratch quite readily, I imagine. Luckily I haven't put any scratches on it. It's still pristine, but that may be trouble. And the strap, again, the straps that they have chosen to use, they haven't given me any bracelet watches, metal bracelet. It's all this leather. I'm not sure about the long-term durability of this. This worked out fine. I've kind of put this in water, showering and all that, and it's worked out fine so far, but I don't know how this will hold out in future. So apart from that, it's a pretty good package, so take a look at it, guys. Sign-ups down below, and I think my discount code may still work on the website for slight discounts on other watches, probably not on the sign-up watch. So guys, let me know what you think of Spinnaker, of this particular model, which is something different. Probably the best looking Spinnaker that I've seen so far. Guys, if you enjoy my videos, do consider subscribing. I'm putting out new content weekly, always aiming to be objective and unbiased about all things horology. Thank you again for sticking with me, and I will see you next time.